So this is my favorite thing that I've gotten so far this week, mostly because the number of replies we get from folks that say, it's okay, my executive doesn't need to be secured, they're on a Mac. So over the last week, Apple released over 30 security patches. Pretty much every flavor, whether it be iPads, iPhones, Mac OS, Safari itself, they've all got issues. Issues where they can execute code while just surfing a website and not clicking on anything. Code can be executed as a kernel mode driver, basically, and they can even pull data out of restricted memory. What's even worse about this is the last 27 patches that Mac OS released over the last couple of weeks, 6 actually added new bugs that allow for arbitrary code execution. So I talk about it a lot, but droids are not safe. Mac is not safe. Everybody at this point needs to be treated as a potential endpoint to secure and an endpoint that can be targeted. Decade or two ago, it used to be nobody really worried about vulnerabilities or malware for Macs because there weren't enough Macs in the business world for it to matter. When on a business point of view, if a Mac, really only accounts for 2 to 3% of the whole population of devices, and most of those ended up being in schools and academic locations where there wasn't much money to steal, there was really no incentive to create malwares. Now that we've got executives running around with iPads and iPhones and Macs are becoming more prevalent, there's a financial incentive to it. And as a result, we see these security patches rolling out faster and faster because it's a really good target. We've also seen where Macs are being compromised, as is things like CentOS Linux are being compromised with the sole goal of then turning around and hacking other Microsoft systems. So, for example, the RDP hack that we were talking about yesterday, one of the ways that that's being utilized is to hack an unpatched CentOS box or a Macintosh and then use that as your jump point so that you don't really mess with the Mac, you just use the Mac to get to the rest of the environment. And so we see that continuing to happen over the last few weeks as well.